Hi, today we're going to talk about how we can convert a Notion form into PDF files. As you can see in the background, I have got a restaurant order form where the user would submit the particular responses for a restaurant order, and once they click on submit, the responses will get captured onto the responses view that you can see over here. I've already gone ahead and I have created two different responses from the form. What I want to do next is I want to create an automation system wherein I can generate PDF files for every response that gets captured onto the responses database. So I want to create a PDF file for every response that we have over here. For this, we will be using a tool known as PDF output, which will help us set up the entire automation process to generate the PDF files. This utilizes a Google document with the help of a Notion database, and it creates a PDF file complete in automation. Click on create PDF and simply continue with your existing Google account, which I'm going to do right now. And once we are logged in, we'll be able to see the rest of the steps to automate the entire process. So right now I'm logged in inside the PDF output dashboard. Herein you want to add the Notion database which we'll be using for the day. We'll also be adding the Google document which will serve as the template file. Then we will be mapping the properties of the Notion database onto the document to generate the PDF files on automation. So click on the drop down, click on add Notion database, and meanwhile I need to copy the database title that we have over here. So this is the Notion database. Let's copy the title of the database from here. This is what we'll be adding while we're going to connect the database with PDF output. Click on next. Now you have two different options. Either you can go with the default template which I've already provided. This will create a copy of a duplicatable database onto a Notion account which you can use for testing purpose. We'll not be using this option. We will go with select pages, which will help us add the database from here. Click on select pages. Now inside the search pages, simply paste the database title which you have copied. You'll be able to see the form pop up over here. Click on this, it automatically adds the same. Now if you click on the private drop down, you will be able to see all the things that has been added. So always and always copy the database title from your Notion workspace and enter the database title inside the search pages window. This will quickly add the database correctly and you will not have any issues. Do not add the database by selecting these top level pages from the list. This will slow down the process and you may not get the correct databases in time. Okay. So my recommendation is always adding the database through the search pages that we have over here. Besides this, if your database contains relational databases as well, so let's say this form database has a relational property which has a roller property as well. So I need to connect the relational database as well as I need to connect the main database as well. So when you're having relational properties, also add all relational databases inside the search pages so that the relation and role properties are also fetched along with the main database that we have over here. So thus make sure that when you're adding the databases, also add in relational databases which are connected to the main database. Otherwise the relation and roller properties will not be visible. Having considered this, it's time to click on allow access, and this will give access to the restaurant order form which we can use for the automation setup. So let us wait for a few seconds as it is going to load the database for us. If you're not able to see the database in one go, simply refresh your page and your database will be visible. In this case, my database is already available. I will click on this. As soon as I click on that, if I scroll down, you will be able to see all the properties of the database will appear over here, which we have created in this restaurant order form. Okay. So all the properties that you can see are already appearing over here, which we'll be using for mapping of the properties to create the PDF files. Once the database is added, let's add the document. Click on add Google document. You have two different options. Either you can choose an existing document which is there in a Google Drive. So if you click on this, it will ask you to choose any existing document which you might have on your Google Drive. Currently, I don't have any existing document. So I will click on add Google document. I will go with the demo document over here. If I click on demo document, it automatically creates the mapping of the properties on this document and I can directly export the PDF files. So let me remove this top portion which is not needed, and let me also remove this placeholders part. I do not need that. Now you can see it has automatically created mapping for me for the properties inside double curly braces. So we have first name, last name, menu, phone number. All the fields that you see over here are automatically created inside double curly brackets in this section. Okay. So when the PDF files will be generated, all the properties that we have over here will fetch the information and it will automatically map to this corresponding sections inside this document to create us the PDF files. So if you want to create manual mapping, you can simply scroll down and you have all the properties visible over here. So let's say I want to add the first name property over onto the document. I will click on copy. This will copy the first name part, and I can go to the document and I can paste it anywhere. So I will just use Control V or Command V on my keyboard to paste the property. So you have this Control V or Command V option where you can paste the property onto the document. Similarly, let's say I want to get the last name. I will click on copy and I will go to the document and put it anywhere and I want. Okay. So it's just copying and pasting the property onto the document. I already have all the mappings intact, so I do not need to map it further. Before I generate the PDF file, I need to ensure two things. First is PDF file name. So I want to generate the PDF file by the first name column that we have over here. So let me select first name from this list. And now all the PDF files will be generated by the first name reference that we have over here. Also, if I scroll to the right side of the database, I will find these two additional columns, generate PDF and PDF files. If any record is set to ready to generate under the generate PDF section, those records only will be created as PDF file right inside the database. All the PDF file generated will be stored over here in the PDF file section. So everything that generates will be captured over here inside the database. With all these considerations in place, I will click on download PDF. Now it starts downloading the PDF and you will be able to see the PDF file appear over here inside the database in this particular column. So let us wait for a few seconds, and it also downloads the PDF file onto the downloads folder, which you can check later on. But I can see that my first record is generated and the file is already populated. Let me click on this particular PDF file and I will be able to see all the records that have been correctly mapped with the database. So you can see everything has been properly mapped as we wanted. And if I go to the second record which has also been created, this will also be correctly mapped. So we have two PDF files which have been properly fetched from the database and they have been correctly mapped. And this is the beauty of using the tool. But I'm yet to show you one more powerful feature. So if you click on setup Notion automation right now, it will now automate the entire process, meaning you never need to come back to PDF output ever again to generate a PDF. All you need to do is you need to go to the database, simply add new pages as and when you wish to add, and now you can simply mark the records as ready to generate. Okay, so it will follow the entire automation step and it will automatically create the PDF file right over here. So every time a user submits a response through this particular form, you can simply set up this entire process one time, click on setup Notion automation, and then simply turn these records to ready to generate, and it will automatically create the PDF file right over here inside the database. This eliminates the need to go to PDF output to generate the PDF files time and again. All you need to do is, once the automation is set up, mark it as ready to generate, the PDF files will be rightly stored over here. That is all you need to follow to set up the entire automation process, which happens hands free, and you do not need to worry about creating PDF files again and again. That completes the entire demonstration. If you still have questions, I'm available at this chat bubble at the bottom. Send me a message and I'll be able to take up your issues on this. Or else you can simply use the contact section at the bottom of the website, wherein you will be able to send me any message. I'll be happy to take up your issues. You also have a free demo booking which you can avail, and I'll be able to guide you with a free demo on how to use this tool if you are still confused about anything. I hope this explanation was helpful to you, and you can see it has already processed